Hey everyone, local white guy here. Seems to be a lot of fuss lately about statues and statues being taken down. How about this? If you ever owned a human being, you're ineligible to become a statue. Or how about this? If you were involved in a war of any kind or on any side, you're ineligible to become a statue. I understand the whole protecting our freedom bullshit narrative, but let's be honest, it's really not about protecting freedom. It's about protecting assets. More importantly, future assets. And besides, we don't need to put more men up on pedestals for killing one another in the name of God or some other make believe entity or cause. Since we're on sort of a new rotation of sorts by bringing down some of these old geezers, why don't we actually put up some statues of women, or better yet, women of color? I'm sure there are a few statues out there of women of color, but why don't we have a statue of, like, I don't know, let's say Sally Hemings instead of her rapist, a man who basically wanted to annihilate Native people off the face of the earth and was one of the founders of this clusterfuck experiment known as the United States. Maybe instead of a statue of George Washington, we have a statue of the slaves that he owned and recognize the horrific conditions they endured and survived while keeping this fucker fed and alive themselves. Just a thought. We seem to celebrate the opposite in this country. We put warmongers and slave owners on the sides of sacred mountains, while those who were and continue to be the backbone of this country get ignored, used up, and slaughtered. So while folks are out there who generally look like me with their tiki torches and their slogans of "You will not replace us" or "White Lives Matter," maybe you ought to consider a little bit of actual history instead of the story you tell yourself about yourself. Well, that's all I have for this time. Remember, white lives are the only lives that have ever mattered. And that's the problem. See you next time.